It's time for more placement hell, and as you can see, this is a really long game too. Which you want, and it's Vi, one of the better junglers currently in this meta. Which too, and of course, I am using. This I think was my fourth match. For placements, well, actually, not fourth match. It second. I'm completely wrong. Doesn't matter. I believe I had attack damage red, attack damage queen. I mean attack speed queens, and some combination of it actually. Armor yellow, magic resistance blues, some cooldown reduction blues, and 21 and 90 masteries. So the reason I uploaded this video will become evident halfway through the video, and it's actually sort of a kind of personal thing that sometimes happens. But either way. I go down bottom, try to gank, and this actually hurts my heart a lot. I gank Braum, I punch him in the face and everything, and I don't attack any further because I wanted to give it the kill to Lucian. I thought he was gonna get it. I thought he'd flash for it too. But if I figured, you know, if I was greedy enough, I could have just punched him or even flashed and finished him off. It's just I was a little too concerned with giving it to the AD carry, so. After seeing that, I became more concerned with just getting kills, period. Because now, unfortunately, the first blood went to the enemy jungler, the Jarvan, when it could have been me. It was kind of one of the first upsetting things that happened in this match, and it kind of shot my morale down, but not completely. So go home, buy Stalker's Blade and everything. My lanes are kind of universally losing. The Vladimir, he's not going to do a good job versus Lissandra. Even though he's right now spam taunting the Jarvan, he actually lost CS doing so. But either way, I go down bottom, clear a ward, and then my teammate puts down a pink ward, and I'm figuring why he didn't just do that in the first place. So I'm trying to get level 6 as quick as possible because there's no way I'm going to gank LeBlanc just with my Q. There's no way I'm going to gank Lissandra, period, unless the Vladimir and her get into a huge fight and she wastes her CC. So bottom lane is my only target, or the enemy jungler. So I make sure to get the raids, and it gets me level 6, and I look for a gank. Jarvan goes down bottom. He already tried to go bottom too, and she got caught. But here's the important thing. I was going to go gank bottom, but then we see Jarvan cross one of our wards, and watch what I do. I use my ultimate immediately, and I engage with Q ultimate. I could have just walked naturally and hoped for Ahri to get him with her charm, but I couldn't take that risk. I knew if I ulted the Jarvan and he got his EQ, I'd still grab him anyways. So you'll actually see me use my ultimate that way several times throughout this match. I will use it to interrupt people's escapes rather than use it to initiate a fight. Here, this is look at this. The level difference is already glaring. Level 7 Vladimir, level 9 Lissandra. It ain't going well for him. But there's very little I can do unless to kill Lissandra unless I get fed enough to burst her down in one combo, or find her in a very opportune situation. So right now, again, I need to focus on bottom lane, but my bottom lane needs to be healthy enough for me to be able to focus on them. Fortunately for me, I show up in time just to bash and get a free kill on Vayne, essentially. And yeah, sure, my bottom laners died, but me and Ahri, well, me, I guess, I picked up a few. I picked up a high value kill. Ahri picked up Braum. So, like, it makes me worried though, because Lucian should be the one getting fed and farmed, but he's kind of getting rolled down bottom lane. I mean, he technically has more farm, but you'll see what I mean when the team fights come in. Vladimir, it doesn't matter if he's huge or that big at all. As long as he can cast a good ultimate in team fights, we should be fine. I'm more worried about making sure Ahri does well, my bottom lane does well. Same thing here, look. We catch to the Jarvan, I use my ultimate just to sort of interrupt any potential damage he can do against my Ahri, and we do enough damage to kill him before he uses his ultimate. Here, I don't understand this. Look, the Vladimir went towards the Lissandra and took 3 free Qs, and now he also goes the obvious path and Lissandra jumps him. Luckily for him, I'm still nearby, and I show up just to kill Lissandra. He dies, but that was a very unnecessary death for the Vladimir. He took the obvious route back, especially after having taken so much free damage. It's like, yeah, you may have sustained, but free damage is still free damage. It enables them to take a risk and combo you before you regain your health or whatever. So, Look, I actually ended up replaying this twice because I didn't feel I get a good angle of this. I sped it up too fast. I catch Lissandra. I deal damage to her and I interrupt her before her E finishes being cast. I actually rewinded to watch it again. Watch how this goes. So I've made a comment before on things like Zac and champions with gap closers. I short hop sometimes. The reason I do short hops, like just press E, don't even E on Zac and don't put it all the full length, is because you don't always necessarily need it to go full length. Look, Lissandra. As soon as it got over the wall, where I figured if she had pressed her spell again to transfer her over, I used my ultimate. It's just so I could interrupt it before it jumps over. And I can interrupt it and pin her down long enough for it to wear off so she doesn't, so the ultimate doesn't go through, and I say, and she clicks it, and it manages to miraculously live. By the way, I hate the pathing. I clicked to go forward, and it sent me backwards. I probably wouldn't have gotten a kill, but I just hated the other notion. Maybe I would punch somebody. But anyways, back to the short hopping. That's why when I'm using champions like Zac or Kha'Zix, I know that if this person might be waiting to use his crowd control the moment I try to flee. So I just try to do the bare minimum jump, so I can just get over a wall or create some distance. Like, if I see a guy getting close to me to get in range to use their ultimate, I'll short hop just a few yards away, just so I'm barely out of range for their abilities. By the way, here is actually one of the important things that happened in this fight that is the big reason I uploaded. I ran away, even though I could probably kill Lissandra because she focused the Lucian. And I got few CS too. I ran away because I was so fucking worried about Braum and Jarvan and everybody else coming up. But in retrospect, if I had killed Lissandra, if I had fought back, I might have been able to kill her and still run. And this is where the panic had set in, and I feel bad. Like in this fight right here, in that little fuck up I did, I realized immediately, like, man, I shouldn't have run. I should have helped out the Lucian. And I just started feeling bad, and it sort of started affecting my gameplay a little bit, but I started trying to shake it off and like, oh man, you fucked up. You gotta make sure your teammates at least get good trades and don't die for free and whatever. So the self-doubt is coming in, and one of my principles in playing any video game is that the moment you start doubting yourself and the moment you start getting, losing faith in yourself, you're gonna start doing badly. So I had, like, during this little portion of the game, I started trying to psych myself up. I'm like, I'm doing well. I'm getting beefed up. Like, the game's not over yet. And of course, as you can see by the fact that this game is 20 minutes long, it's definitely not over. Anyways, once again, rewinding it to me catching Lissandra. That's something you should learn to do with a lot of your abilities. Like, you used to be able to do it with stuff like Skarner, but still, nonetheless. Like, if Jarvan's trying to EQ, you can grab him during that and just stop him midway through it. On Lissandra, same thing. I stopped her animation from escaping. On Tristana, same thing. Just wait for that little second where they're about to, shoot off, or they're shooting off, and you grab them there and pin them down. It's kind of great. Like, if I had just done my ultimate immediately on Lissandra, she would have easily escaped, or just, like, survived my overall damage. So, it's very important to learn that. It's probably one of the most important skills as any jungle. By the way, my teammates here just get absolutely destroyed by said Lissandra, and she also took a dragon, so that's a huge morale destroyer. Anyways, rewinding it back. Like I said, there's one of the more important things to learn as jungling, because a lot of champions have CC that needs to be used properly. Like, it is sort of like an example of the whole arrive from the back, don't use your crowd, you don't use your gap closer or CC until they try to escape. Same premise here. Don't use your combo abilities until until you've secured. You made the kill secured. Not when there's a chance to escape, unless you have no other means. If you use the crowd control is the only way you even get to do damage, then might as well burn out the crowd control. So yeah, my team is behind on the enemy, not grossly so, and here I fuck up this initiation so bad. I wanted to hit Lissandra, but I missed entirely, and my team ends up fighting. I get caught, and I'm about to die, so I use my ultimate, and I fortunately am able to kill the Vayne. And then my team sort of crumbles here. They're not able to get any more kills. and they just get absolutely destroyed. I was hoping they just run and not try to go for more kills, because they're just gonna hand out free murder goal for them. Look, the Ari and the Thresh should have probably run at this point, because there's no way they were going to defend it against people who can dive them so well. So yeah, that was a really piss poor initiation from me, but my teammates, some of my teammates' deaths were unnecessary. Like, you know, it's okay, and nobody will look down on you if you cut your fucking losses and say, you know what, I'm gonna die. Let's go away. Let's just walk away. Let this tower fall for free. Like, well, not exactly for free. They shed some blood for it. So it's kind of the problem with my team comp right now. We're giving a little too many free kills. Fortunately for us, the enemy team decides to return said thing and give us a few free kills. I mean, we'll work a little for it, but the effort to work in there is a little bit more like, I don't know, working in a desk job rather than their marathon that they ran. We killed 3 of them, and it helps reset the flow of the game just a tad. Nonetheless, the problem with my team comp also right now stems from our inability to initiate properly or have good follow-up. Like, I can ult in and grab somebody and chokeslam them, but the rest of my team will be hard to follow that without putting themselves in such a danger. Lucian can't use his E to go in and start blasting at people, nor can Ari use her ultimate to do so, because if they get in range of Lissandra without her using her E, they're gonna get just utterly destroyed. Though I can pick up stragglers like I just picked up the Vayne, so there's that. But, yeah, and then Jarvan 2 will EQ any type of engage we have. Honestly, he built damage, and he's fucking kind of the reason why we're losing. Like, he initiates, deals a shitload of damage, and destroys the Ahri. He gets killed before he falls, but he did a lot of damage, and it allowed kind of the rest of the enemy team to pick up a few of our squishies. And as a result, we're no longer able to push. We killed Lissandra, we killed Jarvan, but we're still unable to push. And that kind of sets a bad precedent for our team. If the only reason we were able to win is because we picked up the Vayne prior to that, and the enemy team didn't have the cleanest initiation, my God, we're gonna be fucked. But like I said, we lose because we don't have good initiation or good follow-up, better to say, well, both actually, and we don't have the proper disengage. Also, we don't have the best potential damage. We have burst, we have ability to pick one person off and kill them, but we don't really have the best sustained damage. We cannot continue fighting. And if one of us falls, our damage plummets even further. And considering the fact that they have a lot of diving potential and a lot of scatter potential, we're gonna literally be fucked. If Jarvan goes in and kills the Ahri before at the start of the fight, our damage will be just terrible. If Lucian dies, terrible. If I die, our ability to lock someone down goes to the shitter. The best person to be probably initiated on would be Vlad, because as long as he casts his ultimate and maybe uses his pull to prolong his little life a little longer, then yeah, that'd be totally worth it. But honestly, if they focus the Vlad, they might as well deserve to lose, because he's not really doing that well right now. So as I told you, Jarvan initiates and gets a huge snowball rolling for the team. The rest of us try to do something, and we kill it. We get the Vayne killed, and we do kill the Lissandra as well. I mean, we come out ahead of this, but damn, and we only lost that again because they didn't have the best follow-up. They're gonna get better, I guarantee you that. But here's another huge greedy mistake I did. I went for the LeBlanc and I missed, and when she used her ultimate, I ulted for her, but I forgot that she could just go back and drag me along with her. I thought I was gonna end up pinning her on the spot that she blinked to, and we'd kill her. Then that sort of ends up resulting in the deaths of my teammates as well, and this is another one of those guilty you're fucking up Stonewall things. And my God, is it really destroying my confidence. So I bite my lip in this and just go, you know what, the game is not over yet, we could still dick out a win right here. Or like, we actually don't even know a dragon, I believe. So, but now we actually get the dragon, fortunately, because the enemy team got Baron, so they don't care too much. My build, you can see, was going a little bit damage, Hex Drinker, but it looked like through the course of the game, it looked like I was going to need some defensive ability. So I built myself a Randuin Zoman, and a Mercury Treads just to survive the onslaught of the enemy team, and especially Lissandra. Because oh my gosh, she's scary. Lissandra and Jarvan together is just a really messed up time for my team comp. They're a huge destruction. Like I won't be blaming any members of my team. I think to the best of our ability, we did what we could have with our champions. It's just our overall team composition did not allow us to achieve too much. I mean, we could still win fights, definitely. If we pick off one person, and our team comp is definitely designed to be able to do that properly, we could still win. So we kind of pumped ourselves up and we said, "Don't worry, just focus." And then this happens. Like Jarvan just, like I said, goes right through and kills LeBlanc. LeBlanc drags me to hell once again, so I die and burn and I visit Satan. And then the rest of my team is picked off, and it's just like a brutal bloodfest. The Bane gets picked off, so their pushing power gets stunted. But oh my god. Sorry. With Yon, they go down and basically take an inhibitor with very little resistance. Because we're dead, pretty much. So I join in the fight. Well, they almost take an inhibitor. I kill Braum, bash his brains in. And the same thing as I do with Lissandra. She tries to escape using her E, but I ult her before she has a chance to try to click it, or it gets over the wall. And it kind of helps us out, you know, a little bit of morale that we could have picked. We could destroy them given the chance and the opportunity. Though obviously most team camps can do that too. It's just it is coming down to the wire. If we get a good team fight going, we could potentially win. If they get a good team comp, they will most certainly win. I mean, team fight, they'll most certainly win. But still, you know, it's placement matches, so everyone's trying their hardest. Everyone, like I won't even blame the Lucian too much, even though it has 10 deaths, because honestly, we don't have peeling power, too much peeling power at least, especially versus Jarvan and Lissandra. So him dying is just kind of a side effect of a bad team composition, and a side effect of a really dangerous composition that the enemy team picked. Like if I could go back. And like I knew that this was going to happen, that we'd be getting dove all day by the likes of Jarvan, I might have picked somebody else. I probably would have wanted to pick against that team comp. Probably Zach, just to use my ultimate and interrupt a lot of channels and shit, or at least just be a nuisance and survive with magic. But once again, Jarvan goes in and absolutely annihilates Ahri before she gets to contribute to the fight. I jump for Vayne and she goes invisible, of course, and then LeBlanc CCs me and we just get destroyed. We only killed Lissandra, but to them I'm sure it doesn't fucking matter. Jarvan dies, but he more than did his job. As a result of this, they're able also to secure another Baron. Though they don't do it immediately. They go push some towers and then they go back to it. But as you see, the Jarvan can destroy the Ahri nearly by himself. And that's a really bad situation, because if we don't have any DPS, then we have no chance of winning. We only killed the Lissandra. The Jarvan died mostly because he just decided to stick around so the Lucian will shoot at him and waste his time and then get killed off by the rest of his team. So he traded his life for the kill of the AD carry. I wouldn't have done that myself, but I can see the value in that for the Baron security. So the enemy team makes the push with the Baron, and at this point, we're just very desperate. I see an opening for Vayne, and I go in, but it is a huge mistake, because I didn't notice that the Lucian was so wounded, and that the Ahri went bottom lane to take care of the minions. So this initiation was a really bad decision by me. And it ends up resulting in a cataclysmic defeat for my teammates. And we obviously lose as a result. So this last ultimate, I thought it was for the greater good, but I didn't pay attention. And again, it was my fault that we lost. A deserved loss, because honestly the enemy team did do better, and they did outplay us, and they were not jerks about it either. Like, you know, we did our best, and there's nobody to blame except probably me doing some of those really terrible initiations. I guess it's better luck next